Namaste students. In the module number 1 we have DC circuits. So, let us solve some numerical problems based on the Kirchhoff laws which we have studied in the module number 1. So, let us start with the first problem. So, all these problems are taken from the old question paper of Visvesvaraya Technological University, previous semester question papers. So, the first problem, in the circuit given below, find the value of DC current through RL by using the Kirchhoff laws. So, you can see the circuit here. So, there are two circuits, one is ACDBA and second one is CFEDC, correct. So, since there are two circuits, we need to have two currents I1 and I2. Let us assume that the current I1 is flowing from A to C in the direction A to C, and current I2 flowing from F to C in this direction, that is F to C. So, according to Kirchhoff current law, both currents are entering to the node C, that is current I1 is entering to the node C and current I2 is also entering to the node C. So, the resultant current, that is outgoing current, is from flowing from C to D, that is I1 plus I2. So, there are two voltage sources, one is 84 volt which is connected here and another voltage source which is 21 volt is connected here. So, the load resistance is RL, the resistance value of load resistance is 6 ohm and one resistance 12 ohm is connected here and another resistance 3 ohm is connected here. So, this is the given circuit. So, now we need to find the value of I1 and I2, that is the value of DC current which is flowing through the RL, correct. So, now apply the Kirchhoff voltage law to the first circuit, that is, or consider the loop ACDBA. So, this is the first loop or first circuit. So, we can apply the Kirchhoff voltage law. So, we will start from A to C. So, we are moving from A to C and the direction of current is also same direction, that is from A to C. Therefore, there is a voltage drop takes place at 12 ohm resistance. So, we have to use minus sign. So, here it is minus 12 I1, the I1 value is minus 12 I1. Now, we will move from C to D and the direction of current is also from C to D. Therefore, there is a voltage drop. So, the current is I1 plus I2 and resistance is 6 ohm. So, we have to, there is a potential drop, therefore, it is minus 6 into I1 plus I2. Next, from D to B nothing is there, no passive element is there. Now, from B to A the voltage source is there. So, we are moving from B to A. So, it is from plus to minus. So, bigger line is plus and smaller line is minus. So, plus to minus, therefore, we have to use minus 84, the value of voltage source, that is minus 84, which is equal to 0. So, this is the first equation for this particular circuit. Now, second equation for this particular circuit. So, we will start from C to F. So, we are moving from C to F, but the direction of current is opposite to that of our movement. Therefore, we have to use positive sign. So, therefore, the value is plus 3 into I2. So, you can see here plus, before that we have to, so minimize this circuit, that is minus 12 I1 minus 6 I1. So, it is minus 18 I1 minus 6 I2 minus 84 equal to 0. So, which is written here minus 18 I1 minus 6 I2 which is equal to 84, that is 84 is taken in the left hand side. So, call it as equation number 1. So, consider the loop CFEDC. So, as I told, the direction of current is opposite to the our movement, therefore, we have to use plus sign. So, it is plus 3 into I2, plus 3 into I2. So, this is plus 3 into I2. So now we have to move from F to E. There is a voltage source and we are moving from minus to plus, therefore there is a potential rise takes place. So you have to use plus 21 volts. So it is plus 21 volts. So plus 21, correct. So next we E to D nothing is there and we are moving from D to C, correct, but the direction of current is opposite. So we have to use plus sign. So plus 6 into I1 plus I2. So plus 6 into I1 plus I2, which is equal to 0. Now next step is minimizing the circuit. So 3I2 plus 6I2, so it is 9I2 plus 6I1, so 6I1 plus 9I2 plus 21 equal to 0. So this is the equation number 2. Now solving the equation number 1 and 2. So two equations, two unknowns. So we know the method of solving the two equations with the two unknowns we learnt in the mathematics. So when you solve the I1 and I2, so you will be getting I1 value as minus 5 amps and I2 value as 1 amps. I1 value as minus 5 amps, I2 value as 1 amps by solving the two equations. That means what? Whatever the direction we assume, that is I1 is the direction of current in from A to C, correct. A to C is the direction of current I1, but since we got minus sign, so the direction of current is opposite to that of assumed direction. So since we got I2 equal to positive value, positive 1 amps, the assumed direction of current is same, there is no difference. But our aim is to find out the current through RL. Current through RL is I1 plus I2, therefore minus 5 amps plus 1 amps, so it is minus 4 amps. That means what? Actual current flows from D to C. What we have assumed is from C to D, but actual current is flowing from D to C. The value what you are getting is minus sign, which is correct value, but since we got minus sign, that means actual current is flowing in the opposite direction. This is the method of solving the first problem. Now coming to the second problem. In the circuit shown, find E1, E2 and I when power dissipated in the 5 ohm resistor is 125 watt. So the statement of the problem is, in the circuit shown, find E1. So this is E1, it is a voltage source, and E2, this is another voltage source, and I is the current which is marked here, I, when power dissipated in the 5 ohm resistor is 125 watt. So power dissipated in 5 ohm resistor. So power dissipated in this 5 ohm resistor is 125 watt, which is given. So if you closely observe the circuit, so here the current I is given here, and current at this particular branch, that is FC, is 2.5 amps. It is given in the problem. So this is also incoming current and this is also incoming current at node C, correct. So the current I is coming to the node C and current 2.5 amps is also coming to the node C. So together, according to Kirchhoff current law, the outgoing current from node C is I plus 2.5 amps, I plus 2.5 amps. Now our aim is to find the value of E1 and E2 and the value of I. Now applying KCL, the current through 5 ohm resistance is I plus 2.5, what I told, correct. So now consider the loop A, B, C, F, A. So this is one particular loop or one particular circuit. Now apply the Kirchhoff voltage law for this particular circuit. So now here it is potential rise or voltage rise. So you are moving from A to B, correct. So it is from minus to plus, so you have to use plus sign, so plus E1, and here we are moving from A to B and the direction of current is also in the same direction, so there is a potential drop takes place, so we have to use minus 3 into I, minus 3I. So B to C nothing is there, and we are moving from C to F, but the current is 2.5 amps is opposite direction, so we have to use plus sign, so plus 2.5 into resistance value, that is 2 ohm, 2.5 into 2 ohm, and here we are moving from positive to negative, so therefore it is minus E2, which is equal to 0. So this is the equation applying the KVL we can write the equation for first loop. So minimizing this equation is E1 minus E2 equal to, so 3i minus 2.5 into 2 is 5. So E1 minus E2 equal to 3i minus 5. So we will call it as equation number 1. Now apply the another equation or another loop, KVL for another loop, that is the second loop is FCDEF, FCDEF, correct. So here there is a voltage rise, so it is plus E2, we are moving from minus to plus, so plus E2. So the direction of current is same as that of our movement, so it is minus 2.5 into 2, so minus 2.5 into 2. So C to D the current is I plus 2.5, but nothing passive element is there. So from D to E we are moving opposite direction, but the current the current direction and our movement is same direction, so we have to use minus sign. So minus 5 into I plus 2.5. So this is resistance value and this is current value, so together multiplying, that is the voltage value. So minus 5 into I plus 2.5, which is equal to 0. So solving this one or minimizing this circuit, so you will be getting E2 minus 5i, which is equal to 17.5. So 2.5 into 2 is 5, 5 minus 7.5, so 5 minus 7.5, so you will be getting, and you will be getting 17.5, correct. So this is the equation number 2. So 2.5 into 5, so it is 12.5 plus here, so here 5 into 2.5 is 12.5, 12.5 plus 5, so it is 17.5. so this is the equation number 2. So 2 equations, 2 unknowns, so we can solve. And we got one more thing is given that power dissipated in 5 ohm resistor is 125 watt. So current flowing through 5 ohm resistance is I plus 2.5. So we have equation of power is I square into R. Equation of power is I square into R. So I is I plus 2.5, I square, I plus 2.5 square into R is 5 ohm. So which is given as 125 watt. From this we can see that I value is 2.5 amps. I value is 2.5 amps. Substituting the value of I in equation number 2, we can substitute in equation number 1 also. So substituting the value of I in equation number 2, you will be getting E2 minus 5 into 2.5 equal to 17.5. So E2 value is 30 volts. E2 value is 30 volts. Similarly, you can substitute the values of I and E2 in equation number 1. We get E1 minus 30 equal to 3 into, that is E1 minus 30. So the equation is E1 minus 30, correct. So equation is E1 minus E2 equal to 3i minus 5. So the equation number 1 is E1 minus E2 equal to 3i minus 5. So you have to substitute this equation. So you will be getting, so E1 minus 30 equal to 3 into 2.5 minus 5. So you will be getting 32.5 volts. So E1, E2 value we got and I value we got, correct. So that is the solution of this particular problem. Coming to the third problem, given the network shown in figure, find the values of I1, E, I2 and I if the voltage across 9 ohm resistor is 27 volt. So this is the given statement of the problem. So this problem appeared in the VTU question paper of December 2018, January 2019. Okay. So this is the circuit given. Here the voltage source E is there, and current flowing through this one is given as I amps, and current flowing through this particular branch it is given as I1 amps, and current flowing through this particular branch is given as I2 amps. So I have given the name for this particular branch as AB. There are two resistances connected in series, 9 ohm resistance and 15 ohm resistance, and one more resistance 8 ohm is connected in parallel with these two resistances, and voltage source E is also parallel with the AB as well as 8 ohm resistance. So this is the nature of the circuit which is given. So we need to find out the value of E, I1, I2 and I, and it is given that voltage across 9 ohm resistance is 27 volt. So since the voltage across 9 ohm resistance it is given as 27 volt, so according to Ohm's law, I1 we can find out, I1 equal to 27 divided by 9. So it is according to Ohm's law, I1 equal to 27 by 9. So it is I1 equal to, given that voltage across 9 ohm resistance is 27 volt, therefore I1 equal to 27 by 9. So it is equal to 3 amps. 3 amps. Therefore voltage across 15 ohm resistance, 15 ohm resistance is this one. So the same current is flowing, I1 is flowing through 15 ohm resistance. So the voltage across 15 ohm resistance is 15 V is equal to I into R. So current is I1, which is 3 amps, we got 3 into 15, correct. So 3 into 15, that is 45 volts, which is the voltage across 15 ohm resistance. Since these two resistance are connected in series, the sum of the voltage drop on 9 ohm resistance and 15 ohm resistance will be the total voltage drop across AB circuit. So sum of the voltage drop across 9 ohm resistance and 15 ohm resistance is the total voltage drop across AB. So sum of the therefore the total voltage drop across AB is VAB equal to 45 plus 27, that is 72 volts. So this 72 volt is same as same voltage across E. E value is also, it is equal to 72 volts, and voltage across this 8 ohm resistance is also, it is 72 volts, because E, this total resistance and this 8 ohm resistance are connected in parallel. So when the resistance are connected in parallel, so the voltage drop across them is same, only the current will be divided, correct. So the E value will be 72 volts and voltage across 8 ohm resistance is also 72 volts. So therefore E value is equal to VAB, which is equal to 72 volts. Therefore voltage across 8 ohm resistance is 72 volts. Therefore current I2 is V divided by R. So 72 divided by 8, so that is 9 amps. So 72 divided by 8, 9 amps. Therefore total current I is nothing but sum of I1 and I2. So sum of the branch currents, that is I1 and I2. So I1 is 9 amps and I2 is 3 amps. So the total current is 12 amps. So this is the solution of this particular problem. Next problem, fourth problem. For the network shown in figure, calculate the power consumed by each resistor. So we need to find out the power consumed by 8 ohm resistance and 4 ohm resistance. The current flowing through 8 ohm resistance is I1 and current flowing through 4 ohm resistance is I2, and total current is 9 amps. So this is the given circuit. So we have current in 8 ohm resistance, I1 is, so we have current division formula. So what is current division formula? So current division formula is main current into, I want to find out the current at I1, correct, current at I1 or the current flowing through at 8 ohm resistance I want to find out. So the formula is main current, that is 9 amps, into resistance of other branch, that is 4 ohm, resistance of other branch divided by total resistance, that is 8 plus 4 ohm. So that is the current division formula. So the main current into resistance of other branch, that is 4 ohm, divided by total resistance, that is 8 plus 4 ohms. So when you are solving this one, you will be getting 3 amps, correct. So according to the current division formula, the current flowing through 8 ohm resistance, that is I1, is 3 amps. So therefore current in 4 ohm resistance is, so the total current is 9 amps, the current I1 is 3 amps, what you got here. So the difference between them is 9 minus 3, that is 6 amps. 6 amps is the current flowing at I2. Now the power consumed in 8 ohm resistance is, what is the equation? I square R, correct. So I square I is 3 amps, so 3 square is 9 and resistance is 8, so 9 into 8, that is 72 watts. Next, power consumed in 4 ohm resistance, sorry, here it is a mistake, so this should be 4 ohm resistance. So the power consumed in 4 ohm resistance is, the current I2 is 6 amps, so 6 square into 4 ohm, so that is 144 watts. So this is a solution of this particular problem. Next, fifth problem. A circuit consists of two parallel resistors having resistances of 20 ohm and 30 ohm respectively, connected in series with a 15 ohm resistor. If the current through 15 ohm resistor is 3 amps, find current through all branches, voltage across whole circuit, and power consumed by 30 ohm and 20 ohm resistors. So, this is the question which is given. So, a circuit consists of two parallel resistance having resistances of 20 ohm and 30 ohm. So, two resistances 20 ohm and 30 ohm are connected in parallel, are connected in series with 15 ohm resistance. So, this is a total combination is connected in series with the 15 ohm resistance. So, if the current flowing through 15 ohm resistance is 3 amps. So, the current flowing through this 15 ohm resistance is 3 amps. So, find the current through all branches, voltage across whole circuit and power consumed by 30 ohm and 20 ohm resistors. So, that we have to find out. So, now we can find out the total resistance. Total resistance RT is, so this 20 and 30 are connected in parallel. So, the total combination is connected in series with the 15 ohm resistance. So, 20 and 30 are connected in parallel divided by 20 plus 30, 20 into 30 divided by 20 plus 30 plus 15 ohm resistance, which is connected in series. So, the total resistance is 27 ohm. Total resistance is 27 ohm. So, what is the current through 20 ohm resistance? So, current through 20 ohm resistance is according to the current division formula. So, this is the main current 3 amps based on current division formula. So, current through 20 ohm resistance is 3 into resistance of other branch, that is 30, that is 3 into 30 divided by total resistance, that is 20 plus 30, 20 plus 30. So, 3 into 30 divided by 20 plus 30. So, it is 1.8 amps, 1.8 amps. So, current through 30 ohm resistance is, total current is 3 minus 1.8. So, it is 1.2 amps. So, the voltage across whole circuit is, the total resistance is 27 ohm and total current is 3 amps. So, it is 81 volts, 81 volts. Now, power consumed in 30 ohm resistance, the power consumed by 30 ohm resistance is, so the current across 30 ohm resistance is, we got it as 1.2 amps. So, it is 1.2 square into resistance, that is 30 ohm. So, it is 43.2 watts, and power consumed in 20 ohm resistance is 1.8 square, that is 1.8 is the current flowing through the 20 ohm resistance. So, 1.8 square into 20, 20 is the resistance 20 ohm. So, it is 64.8 watts. So, this is the solution of the problem. So, these are the 5 problems which we have solved based on the DC circuits. So, next we have some definitions related to DC circuits that we have to learn. So, first one is electrical work. What is meant by electrical work? Electrical work is done when there is a transfer of charge. So, one charge is transferred from one place to another place. So, what is the work done to transfer that particular charge is considered as a electrical work. So, the unit of electrical work is joule. So, 1 joule of electrical work is done, is that work done in moving a charge of 1 coulomb. The unit of charge is 1 coulomb through potential difference of 1 volt. So, if you are moving a charge of 1 coulomb from potential difference of 1 volt, then 1 joule of electrical work has been done. So, according to the definition. So, let V is the potential difference in volts and Q is the charge in coulombs, then electrical work is W is equal to V into Q joules. So, the electrical work is nothing but product of potential difference in volts and charge in coulombs. We have current, current I is nothing but charge per time. So, charge Q divided by time. So, therefore, work done W is equal to V into I into T joules. So, according to Q here, according to this equation, Q is equal to I into T. So, substitute here. So, that is W is equal to V into I into T joules, where T is in time in seconds. Next, electrical power. What is meant by electrical power? The rate at which electrical work is done in an electrical circuit is called as electrical power. The rate at which the electrical work is done in an electrical circuit, which is called as electrical power. So, the definition of that one is electrical power is P, which is equal to ratio of electrical work done divided by time. The rate means divided by time. So, electrical work done is W divided by time T, and W we can write it as V into I into T, that is voltage into current into time divided by time. So, it is electrical power is product of voltage into current joules per second, voltage into current joules per second. So, therefore, power is nothing but product of voltage into current in watts. So, 1 watt is nothing but 1 volt into 1 ampere, or 1 watt is nothing but 1 joules per second. joules per second, or kilowatt is equal to 1000 watts and megawatt equal to 10 to the power 6 watts. So next, electrical energy. So electrical energy is the total amount of electrical work done in an electrical circuit. So what is meant by electrical energy? Total amount of work done in an electrical circuit is called as a electrical energy. So electrical energy is given by power into time. Power into time. If you multiply the power with respect to time, how much time the power has been, electrical power has been calculated. So that is the total electrical energy. So W is equal to V into I into T joules or watt seconds. So the power is V into I and multiply by time, that is T. So joules or watt second. So unit of electrical energy is joules or watt second. So when a power of 1 kilowatt is utilized for 1 hour, the energy consumed is said to be kilowatt hour, which is commercial unit of energy. So whatever the energy which you are consuming from our domestic appliances, correct. So the MESCOM or the distribution system person will be coming at the end of the month, and based on the energy meter reading, he will be giving the electricity bill, correct. So that electricity bill is calculated in terms of unit, that is called as a unit. So 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. That means 1000 watts of power you are consuming for 1 hour. So that is the 1 kilowatt hour, that is 1 unit of electrical energy. So that is the commercial unit of energy. So you can manually calculate based on the energy consumed by your appliances, daily appliances or domestic appliances what you have in your home. So based on that one, you can manually calculate the how much unit energy is, electrical energy is consumed based on the rating of that particular equipment and what is the number of hours of utilization of that particular equipment. So therefore 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 600 into 1000 joules. 600 into 1000 joules. So it is equal to 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joules. So power and energy using the Ohm's law. So whatever the different equations of power and energy using the Ohm's law. So we have power V, P is equal to V into I watts. Therefore, and Ohm's law V is equal to I into R. Therefore, power equal to I square into R, or V square divided by R watts. So P is nothing but V into I, correct. So if you substitute with the V with respect to I into R, so you will be getting I square into R. So what is I square? I into R? I into R is V. So V into V, that is V square divided by R watts. So electrical energy is W is equal to V I into T joules. V I into T joules. So I square V into power equal to V I equal to I square into R. So I square R into T, or V square divided by R into T watt second. So this is the different equations which you can use for solving the problem or to find the value of power and energy. So V into I into T and I square R into T and V square by R into T, all those equations. Thank you.